Racing isn't easy, but experiencing it is. iRacing puts you in the driver's seat with the industry's leading sim racing game. Drive on laser scan replicas of the greatest racing circuits from around the world. Go head-to-head against other drivers chosen by skill-based matchmaking to ensure competitive racing at every level. Compete across all your favorite series. In officially licensed cars, engineered to deliver the most accurate driving experience possible. Join a race or host your own with players from across the globe. Race against the computer or in a league with friends. Feel the thrill behind the wheel. Visit iRacing.com.
Welcome in, ladies and gentlemen. Another presentation of the Mystic Racing League, this time from a new location, one that has never before been seen on V-Speed, for the Downtown Auto Sales Truck Series, presented by Pest and powered by Tier1SetupShop.com. We're here in Detroit. Glad to have you along with us. Morgan Cook joined alongside Gavin Grubbs, with camera provided by the great Dougie Beard, and we are here on V-Speed. Well, Gavin, we take a trip to Belle Isle here in Detroit, and this is somewhere I've never experienced before. What do you think we're going to see tonight?
Yeah, I'm kind of with you. I haven't seen much of this track before, other than, watching just a few IndyCar races in real life. I actually just bought the track moments before we went live, so this is uncharted territory for the both of us, I think.
Absolutely. I've heard a lot about this racetrack from drivers all week, doing the shakedown of these Tier1SetupShop.com setups, making sure that they're dialed in for today's race. It seems like this track is quite rough. Of course, these are city streets after all. It's very easy to get the rear end hopping around and not pleased into the braking zones, out of the braking zones. And this racetrack, it's fast, but it's also technical, where you can see on your track map right there. It'll be very interesting to see who has this track figured out and who's going to struggle here tonight. But while we have a moment, let's have a look at the points. Already 2 races into the season, working race number 3 here tonight. Christian Barnes leads the way, Devin Curl right behind him. Fairly large gap back to Isaac Brock and Zachary King. Gonna have to see if those drivers are able to change their fortunes and get closer, as the rest of this field pretty packed together. As you can see all the way down to Alex Pollock in 20th position.
Yeah, this field's really, really tight. I mean, only 28 points separating all the way from 4th to 20th. That's a bigger gap between 1st and 3rd.
Absolutely. It's
Or
going to be
smaller gap.
topsy-turvy. Yeah, I hear what you're saying. It's going to be topsy-turvy here for the rest of the way, especially once we get into those tracks a little bit later in the season. We are on race number 3 in the season streets of Detroit. Go to Chicago next, at Martinsville, Wilkesboro, and Talladega before we hit the dirt track in Eldora. Those next 5 are definitely a mix of racetracks. I think that's the understatement of the day. What do you see on this schedule, Gavin, that really catches your eye?
I'm looking at this schedule, and this is, to me, about as close to a perfect schedule as you can get. Such a mix of every type of racetrack. But the races that are coming up, I'm looking at these two short tracks, Martinsville and North Wilkesboro. They're jumping out at me because when you get on these low speed short tracks, it's a little bit, not a lot, just a little bit like what we're doing today, road course racing, where it really becomes about being technical and not making mistakes as opposed to just being flat out fast like at a big track.
Absolutely. Effective in the braking zone will be the name of the game, and rolling center speed, of course, on those short tracks. Well, qualifying is over. Drivers meeting is concluded. It's time to see where your favorite driver is going to start tonight. Let's get right down to your grid. Your pole sitter, Aaron Smith, he smashed the field over a second and a half faster than Colin Bollinger in the second position. Third spot, Tyler Stevenson in the 1. Devin Curl, the usual suspects, up at the front, occupying the top 4 spots. Luke Barnes makes a return after missing last week. He will start in 5th. Sean Merriman starts in the 6th spot. 7th, be River Hayes. Isaac Brock in 8th. Your top 10, Seth Heyman and Gavin Hinson.
Row 6, we have Zach Davidson in the 01 and Rayshawn Wingfield in the 35 car. Starting 13th is Noah Hubbard in the 12. To his outside is Brad Nelson in the 33 truck. In 15th, we have John Ullman, and in 16th, Derek Jewett. 17th and 18th are Caleb Hunt in the 19 truck and Steven Addison in the 81 truck. Rounding out your top 20 is Adam Holston in the 48 and Jonathan Giarshi in the 54.
Starting 21st tonight, Tyner Willing in the 36. Reggie Kime will start 22nd. 23rd, James Sturdivant in the 08 allows the last of the drivers to take a time. Michael Wade will start in 24th. 25th, Jacob Cochran in the familiar 51, if you've watched a lot of E-Speed shows. Dustin Lewis will start 26th, right alongside his C4 Racing teammate. 27th, Brian Moore in the 10. HT3, Harold Tucker III starts in 28th. 29th, Gary Baldwin Jr. in the 26. Zach White in the 77 will roll off at 30th. And the final car on the grid, Daytona Cross in the 00. Well, let's get to high above this facility. Look at the beautiful streets of Detroit as they're just now working around one of the many little lakes and ponds in the infield section. We pace single file as we wait for this field to double up and get to racing. Well, let's talk about the race analysis. 47 laps on the board. Pit road speed is 45 miles an hour. You have 4 tire sets available. I highly doubt you use all of them. You might use one of those available tire sets. Fuel is 18 to 19 laps with that stage at lap number 15. That's going to make it interesting in that final stage. You will have to make a pit stop to get to the end. And I've mentioned it a few times already, but tier1setupshop.com setups under all of these trucks. They're all the same here tonight. Limited adjustments drivers can make only to the steering ratio as well as the offset and brake bias. Everything else is locked by tier1setupshop.com. Well, Gavin, road course racing, different animal than we see on the ovals. What are your keys to the race?
I think the keys to the race are just staying clean. You know, this is primarily an oval league, so I can't imagine a lot of these guys spend most of their time road racing. So if you can avoid wrecks early on in the race, you're going to be able to probably pull off a top 15 finish. And another thing I noticed, the difference between the pole time and our slowest qualifier was around 10 seconds. That is a huge difference in speed throughout this field.
Yeah, I think lap traffic will be a factor today. Whether you are being lapped or you are the driver lapping the field, you're going to have to work around traffic and get worked by cleanly. This is a pretty narrow racetrack. Walls on both sides, not a lot of runoff area. There is a lot of opportunity for disaster should you catch a car or be caught in the wrong spot. I want to thank all of you for joining us here on a Wednesday night for Mystic Racing League. Definitely stay tuned all season long right here. Same time, same place. Racetracks change, but the action stays the same. long pace laps here at Detroit as well.
I was thinking the same thing.
Yeah, working our way back to start finish here. Shouldn't be long now before we find ourselves getting this one underway, getting these engines fired. We're missing Colin Bollinger. Not sure what happened to our outside front row qualifier. Nowhere to be found up at the front of the field. Maybe wants to start from the pits.
Well, it's showing up on timing and scoring, but not on a gap on here, so I'm assuming he is starting from the pits.
Yeah, we're going to find out as we are just about to get this thing underway. That's pit road entry. You're going to see to the left side of your screen. Pace truck dives towards it. And we are about to go green. We're racing from the streets of Detroit. Already 3 wide as we work around some traffic. Smith out to the early lead, but they are all sorts of crossed up behind him. Oh, there's a spin. 35's around. Still stuck. That's Rayshon Winkfield.
Looks like every time he tries to get it back going, somebody else comes right up to him. That's got to be frustrating on a track this small, just waiting and waiting on every car to get by you.
Now the good news is that caution lap 15, he shouldn't go a lap down. He qualified well, so that shouldn't be a problem. Oh, we got almost a wreck in front of us here. Stevenson all the way up on the curb, just about got curl. As we see these trucks bouncing over that curb, hitting the outside wall.
They just followed each other right into the wall.
Heavy damage for Sturdivant already. That left front is struggling. Oh, Daytona Crosswood hit the wall there. Isaac Brock under fire from River Hayes, among others. Oh, Merriman's got heavy damage too. Lead lap 1, Aaron Smith will cross that line first. And I was telling Gavin before the show, it is going to be very difficult to beat this bright yellow 24. There's a few drivers out here I think have the opportunity to do it if they can just stay consistently fast enough. Further back through the field here. 36. Jacob Cochran in that familiar 51, the scheme I've run many, many times here on V-Speed. I don't know, Gab, if you've ever experienced your paint scheme on the racetrack when you're calling the race, but it is definitely a weird feeling. Oh, a little contact there. Lewis trying to follow his teammate through, unable to do so. Tyner Willing blocks that spot off. Oh, big slide for the 36 into the inside wall.
That's a scary spot to be parked.
Oh, that's the worst spot to be parked. Oh, no. Oh, great brakes by Daytona Cross. Well done. Oh, and they pulled back in front of traffic again. Oh, my goodness.
At least now we know that truck brakes are better than ARCA brakes.
Yeah, I got to say, terrific job by Daytona Cross not making that a 2-car accident. That was an incredible job. Oh, Isaac Brock still struggling. Fast on that 1-lap run, but this car is all over the place under acceleration. Up on the curb, going to get crossed over here by the 82. We're only 2 laps into this one.
Yeah, if his truck's handling like this just now, coming to the start of lap 3, he might just need to relax a little bit, calm down, take it easy, and just try to let the tires cool off and the truck not be angry with the way you're driving it.
Easier said than done.
Again.
Here comes Hayes on the high side. Not the preferred line into the corner. Can he outbrake him anyway? Looks like he will. He's going to clear that spot. power move by Hayes for 5th. What do you say, Gavin? Let's take a ride on board around a lap here with the fastest truck here, already 3 seconds out in front.
It's impressive to me on how much grip he's having out of the corners. He's not having to fight it or counter steer at all. He is just very smooth through every corner.
That is what makes you fast on road courses. There's the old adage, if you look slow, you're probably fast. If you look fast, you're probably slow. The car is bobbing and weaving all over the place. You're probably in trouble. I think Luke Barnes went around. Yes, he did. That truck in a bad spot. Let's see what happened here to the 04. We'll catch up with Aaron Smith a little bit later. There's Barnes right behind Stevenson. Oh, just overdrove it. Oh, he nailed the wall.
Oh.
Just missed the braking zone. Isaac Brock had an issue too. Let's follow on board the 21 for a few moments. We saw this 21 slip sliding around. Could finally bit him here on lap 4. Yes, overdrove turn 1 into the barrier. Oh, big hit to the barrier. Kept it rolling, but lost a lot of spots and got damage.
Yeah, the rear bumpers.
Holston has gone around as well. Oh, you're right. Rear bumper completely gone on that truck, Gavin. So what happened to Holston here? Cochran behind him. 48 just caught the curb, went around. Also, oh, he spun again. Also having issues with Brian Moore. Got major damage enough for a meatball flag. I think the 48's got something broke in the rear suspension because that truck has gone around a few times. Isaac Brock has spun again. There's the 21. Going from bad to worse this lap.
With as much damage as the 21 has, he probably needs to pit for repairs here.
Yeah, he has gone from in the top 10 to 41 seconds behind, down in 20th position. Oh, Caleb Hunt has gone for a spin. There's the 19. Oh, that's heavy front end damage. And the same thing happened to him as happened to Barnes. Michael Wade to the inside for a moment. So you got Dustin Lewis right on the rear tailgate. Tries to get the run.
Racing for position here, tries
that
to
truck did not turn.
Yeah, it looked like he was trying to outbrake the car in front of him to maybe get a little bit of leverage inside there, but
I think he blew it
yeah,
up
he's taking it to the pits.
Yeah, that's not great. Meatball flag for that truck. Sturdivant is on pit road with a black flag. Maybe, sorry, he's not on pit road. He's off of pit road with a black flag. Potentially a speeding penalty for the 08 truck. Closest battle on the field. Bollinger had to start the back. Oh, Wade's around. So passes by the spinning Michael Wade. But we saw Bollinger, who is now in the 97. Bit of a mix-up on time and scoring, so 97 is that car. Another driver spins in front of him. Half slide for 36. Sorry, 45, that's Jewett. Oh, Lewis and Jewett having issues. They're still going to have issues. Oh, Jewett. Oh, aggressive dive. He moved him up out of the way. They're both wrecked against the outside wall. Oh, my goodness. Full contact road racing here, Gavin.
Yeah, I was talking as my key to the race was survival, and it is looking like that is a premium right now, is staying out of trouble and avoiding wrecks.
Tucker the third with big issues as well here. You're totally right. The drivers who haven't had issues, they are doing exceedingly well at the moment. Everybody else really struggling. Big hit for the 79. That's going to hurt their left front. He's on pit road right now. And spun into the grass. A little bit extra. Oh, another driver's around. That's Noah Hubbard. Replay button getting a workout today. Another truck with heavy left front damage. That truck had no shot. This truck is just, oh, Brad Nelson, same thing, hit the inside wall. Seth Heyman, Gavin Hinson fight for 6th. Got chased down Merriman in the 5th spot. Closest battle on the racetrack right now. Stevenson and Hayes up in the top 5. Smith checked out by almost 6 seconds over Curl, who's got about 9 seconds over Stevenson. Then Hayes, half a second back. Merriman is another 4 back. Heyman is another 4 back of him. Then Hinson in the frame. Brad Nelson running in the top 10. Heavy damage after hitting that wall, but that truck rolls nonetheless. Luke Barnes back in the 9th spot. And John Ullman running in the top 10. One of the very few trucks we have not said their name today is the 39, who's been involved in about every accident we've had so far this season, his fault or not. Biggest mover of the race. Oh no, Hubbard's having more issues. He's on pit road. Biggest mover of the race so far looks to be the V-Speed machine of Jacob Cochran. 25th up to 14th, avoiding the carnage.
It's always good to see our V-Speed cars running good and making passes, keeping their nose clean, and one of the few pristine-looking trucks left on the track.
Yeah, I'm going to say it's a long
7.
race. We're still only halfway to the stage here. Let's keep an eye on Dustin Lewis and Derek Jewett, because remember, these two had a bit of an issue around this spot on the racetrack just a lap ago. Saw an aggressive move into that tight hairpin. Put both of these trucks into the tire barrier. They're trying to chase down Jonathan Giasheri in the 54. So he's right in front of Winkfield with another problem. He's on pit road for the 35. So on board here with Dustin Lewis. This is where we saw fireworks before. New aggressive moves through that section. We see another one right here. We do not. Cooler heads prevail, at least for the moment. Good exit for the 8. Because that's Wade behind him having connection issues.
He thought about making an aggressive move right there, but he made the right decision to just set in line, and there he goes.
Too. Yeah, he bailed on that move, and that was absolutely the right call. As Luke Barnes all over the tailgate of the 33 of Brad Nelson here. This racetrack's hard to pass on. There are not many opportunities to make a good pass. It's really all about exit speed off the corner.
I think that might be part of the reason we're seeing these accidents is because they know it's hard to pass and they're just pushing it a little harder than necessary.
Right. Definitely harder to pass when your car is destroyed. So let's see what this V-Speed truck's got in store for us.
Gonna get a good view of this battle ahead of him too. That's gonna be
big
Luke
slide
Barnes.
For the 33. That's gonna put Barnes in a great spot. But Nelson's got the inside for the tight corner up here. He gives it up. Oh, he does not give it up. He's gonna turn the 04 and then contact for Cochran. And Cochran got hit again. Oh my goodness.
Oh, that's
yeah, all 3 of those trucks.
Not what you wanted to see.
Pretty big damage. That is not what you wanted to see. You are right about that. Let's get a better shot at that one. Imagine some upset drivers on the radio after a move like that.
So it looked like Nelson was gonna give this spot up and
then just didn't. And then right there, got gassed up and the left-right contact for the 51.
It almost looked like Nelson was sliding, though. It looked like he was a little bit out of control. I don't think he meant to run over him.
Oh, 54's around. Yeah, Sherry. Just mentioned the 54. Got Jewett right behind him.
I don't know if that's going to be the reason, but caution is out
Caution's
here.
out on the speedway. We're going to find it in a moment here. I think it's Stevenson. We'll look at it in just a second. See if that's what it is or not. Oh, my goodness.
Oh,
That could be the caution. 54 in a bad spot. I don't think it was. Let's look at
doesn't look like
Stevenson.
he's in anyone's way right there.
I don't think it was Stevenson. Maybe race control gives official word on what the caution was for. Yeah, Gia Sherry's back running. So it's not Willing. Not Wade. Yeah, I'm not sure who that one is. Hopefully race control, Brandon Willard, Dylan Brumley can give us an answer as to where that caution occurred. As we catch up to the pace car.
To emphasize how tough road racing is when you are primarily an oval driver, we already are down to only 22 trucks on the lead lap, and we started with 31.
A lot of that due to damage, of course. That is a big part of why we're in this situation. This racetrack is not easy. I'm giving every driver the benefit of the doubt here. It's a rough racetrack. It's tight, it's technical, and nobody knows how to drive this place except for maybe your top 5. Everyone else just trying to figure it out on the fly. We did have practice throughout the week, but it takes a lot longer than just 7 days to learn how to drive a racetrack as technical and as difficult as this one.
That, and the lines through the corners are getting even skinnier than normal, as there's marbles just piled up everywhere after practice and qualifying. The track did not get a reset, I don't think.
No, I don't believe so. We're going to go back and look and see what maybe the 04 has something to do with this caution. I don't believe that's what the caution was for, but we'll see anyway. Behind the 51 here.
Might have just wanted to bunch the field back up, maybe?
Yeah. Well, I mean, the stage is
don't
at
know.
15, and I don't believe this is only 10, so I don't think that's the problem, but yeah, I don't know where that caution was.
Do the drivers have a fast repair this week, or
Yes,
is that a
fast
super
repair,
speedway
yeah.
only?
Fast repair this week, for sure.
We should see a lot of trucks take that right here, I feel like, especially the ones near the back of the lead lap or the ones that are a lap or two down.
I would say you're probably right about that.
And everyone has plenty of tires. It would be interesting to see if any of the guys who are, around that 10th place mark try to take tires to maybe get a little bit of an advantage on the trucks that are faster than them over the course of a run.
A few drivers hit pit road. I think I saw the 8 be the first one to dive down. Oh no, it was Seth Heyman in the 30 was the first driver on pit road.
He was pitting from 6th position.
We did catch the caution right the first time. It was the 54 side was in the racetrack. That's what the caution was triggered for.
I gotcha.
Definitely was in a bad location right to the entry to pit road. Couldn't really go right around him left or right. So understandable that's where the caution was. Just had to make sure. Been a lot of action already. Only 11 laps into this one. We've seen a bunch of cars spin, make contact, all that. It's only going to get wilder throughout the final 36 laps of this one. It seems like a decent time to get Juicy Spider side by side. I'll be back right after this. You won't miss anything.
to Josh Adams.
Welcome back here on V-Speed, the Mystic Racing League Downtown Auto Sales Truck Series, presented by Pest Busters here at the streets of Detroit. 11 laps in so far. Aaron Smith has led every single one of them to this point. We have seen a number of cars slide, spin, or otherwise make contact with something here in this one, including our first caution for cause. The 54 of Jonathan Giasheri getting spun in a bad spot on the racetrack triggered that yellow flag. Sets up what I think most drivers were not expecting is a short dash to the end of stage one. Only going to have about 3 laps before we throw the caution again and pay out some points. So Gavin, as few drivers took tires under this caution, such as Luke Barnes, Seth Heyman took tires and damage repair. Gary Baldwin took some tires. Giasheri got tires and damage repair. So did Noah Hubbard, Jacob Cochran. Massive damage repair. Reggie Kime, Holston, Jewett, Tucker III, White, all receiving minutes of damage repair. What are you doing here for the rest of this stage? Are you trying to go up and get stage points? A lot of those drivers I mentioned just outside the top 10. Or are you just content with giving up stage points and let's prepare to go try and get the race win or a good finish in the race?
I would say just save your tires, save your truck, and when the stage flips, you're going to have a lot better track position. You're going to be in way better of a spot than you were before the caution came out. And it might not be a race-winning move, but it could be a race-saving move and a move that can get you points in this championship and get you in a better outlook for the entire season.
And remember, full season points here down to the chase. Not full season, but down to the chase. No win in your in system for this series. So drivers don't have to fear about that 24 getting a win and automatically clinching his way into the championship, or into the playoffs, I should say. Of course, you get all the points and all the extra points for winning, but it doesn't really help you in terms of making it for sure into the championship round. So drivers here should just be trying to make sure they get as many points as they possibly can, and that'll help them throughout the rest of the season. Pace lights are out on the truck. Should be doubling up here shortly. I imagine down the backstretch is where we double up. And then we get to the restart zone, where we fire them back up again for a 3-lap dash to the end of stage number 1. The only stage in this one. No more scheduled breaks after lap 15. But 1 pit stop guaranteed based on the fuel numbers. Which I actually like pitting where we did, because if you don't pit at the stage, you can run, I would imagine, 20 laps with the caution laps on this tank. You should be able to get to about lap 30, meaning 1 stop to the end from there runs the whole tank dry, pretty much. You get to the end. I like pitting here. This is actually a good call strategy-wise, I believe. Gets you off sequence with the leaders. But either way, down to the front part of this racetrack. Smith on the inside in the yellow truck. Curl on the outside in the black truck. Here we go. Back racing in Detroit. Oh, drivers from the outside wall already. Heyman caught a piece of it. Oh, no. Oh, my goodness. Brad Nelson. Oh, that's a big crash.
Oh no.
Oh, no. That's got to be a caution. We got a parking lot down here.
Yeah, there's the caution.
There's the caution. Oh, man. We saw it happen live. Nelson missed the braking zone, wheel hopped, and oh boy, that was calamity. That's probably going to be the stage. Check it out from a higher view here. So behind Hinson is the 33. I think as soon as he hits the brake pedal here, you're going to see it. Yeah, it just did not slow down. At the Bale away from Hinson. No shot of making the corner into the 18. Hinson's involved, so is Bollinger. Nelson tries to get out of the way. Not a lot of contact, actually. Just a lot of slow spins and just bad positions there. The 18 got the worst of it for sure, but I don't think it was all that bad.
And pit road's going to be closed until the end of the stage here, so we're going to have a couple long caution laps here.
I would imagine that is going to be the case.
That's what race control was saying anyway.
All right, this will be the stage. It has been confirmed. Of course, we still have to pace to lap 15. But nonetheless, Aaron Smith will be your stage 1 winner. In that bright yellow 24. Now, this makes it even better for those drivers who just pit, because their miles will be stretched even a few more laps. This could be an interesting stage flipping strategy for those drivers.
Yeah, it looks like everybody from 9th on back pitted. So Aaron Smith is going to cycle out.
I'm thinking 8 would be 10th or so, 9th or 10th, somewhere in there.
Yeah, it's going to be interesting to watch that because he has been so much faster than everyone, but it's going to be interesting to see how he deals with traffic and how these other front runners deal with the traffic as well.
And that last accident, that happened up in the top 10. So these cautions can happen anywhere, as we have a Dustin Lewis's truck is mangled. Oh my goodness. The 8 has just had an atrocious start to the season. Caught up in a bunch of accidents, had trouble finishing races. Let's see if the 8 is able, who's running 8th right now, is able to soldier on and get through this one relatively cleanly the rest of the way.
Well, he should at least be able to get some stage points out of this, though.
That's right. Stage points back to the 10th place truck, so let's get those top 10 on your screen. Smith, Curl, Hayes, Bollinger, Stevenson, Davidson, Brock, Lewis. That's Gary Baldwin Jr. in the 26, and Michael Wade getting stage points. I want to shout out Colin Bollinger. This truck drove from the back of the field. Remember, qualified second, started last on pit road. All of a sudden up in 4th, clearly a lot of speed in the 97 truck.
Yeah, a lot of speed, and he's made it through a lot of accidents in front of him without getting himself involved as well.
He was almost a part of the accident that we just saw with the 33 missing the braking zone. He squeaked on through there on the inside right along that curb.
So not only do we know that he's fast, we know that he has been able to position himself well also.
Absolutely, and that is just as important as being fast, being able to avoid some of these accidents. We're going to take a quick step aside. I'll be back right after this. You are watching the Downtown Auto Sales Truck Series powered by Pest Busters here on the Mystic Racing League. Be back right after this.
Racing isn't easy, but experiencing it is. iRacing puts you in the driver's seat with the industry's leading sim racing game. Drive on laser scan replicas of the greatest racing circuits from around the world. Go head-to-head against other drivers chosen by skill-based matchmaking to ensure competitive racing at every level. Compete across all your favorite series. In officially licensed cars, engineered to deliver the most accurate driving experience possible. Join a race or host your own with players from across the globe. Race against the computer or in a league with friends. Feel the thrill behind the wheel. Visit iRacing.com.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. Here for the Downtown Auto Sales Truck Series, presented by Pest Busters. Get you right back to the action in just a moment. Well, it's pitting time for a few drivers. Gary Baldwin Jr. brings it on down the pit lane. As we have just crossed the stage. I don't know if he gave up stage points to do that or not. I don't think he did. I guess we're going to find that out post-race. We're just talking up here under the break that we just had. Very interesting strategy, Gavin. Why don't you, let's have a talk about it. I mentioned before that when we get that first caution, all the drivers who pit on lap 10, they can make it with these caution laps to, I would imagine, round 30 or so, with how many laps we've run under caution. That means they should be able to one-stop it to the end, pinning on 30, getting it to 47, 48. All the drivers in front of them who did not pit, so that would be your top 8, all the way back to Dustin Lewis from Aaron Smith. Those drivers have to pit twice to make it to the end. Probably going to pit here and maybe stretch it a few laps and pit a little bit later under green. What do you think about this strategy? Where do you want to be?
Everyone other than the 24 truck, I think, should pit right here. The 24 truck has been so much faster than everyone else that he could pit twice under green and still be in really good shape, I think. And if he does that, he does not have to deal with being outside of the top 10 on a restart and having to deal with slower traffic in front of him.
Yeah, that's definitely a good point, and we're going to see if he decides to pit here, if he will decide to stay out. That'll tell us exactly what we need to know, but I would expect many of these drivers to hit pit road here in the near-distant future, and that's simply because there's not going to be any more scheduled breaks, right? We've seen 2 cautions for cause, second ended up parlaying into the stage, but we don't know the caution's going to come out again. It might not. So you want to make sure that you pit and don't lose all your track position, because it's hard to pass here. We've already said it. Making up time is one thing, but passing is something completely different, and we've seen a lot of contact trying to be made, trying to make passes here tonight.
Yeah.
I almost thought you were going to say when I asked you where do you want to be on strategy, you were going to say behind the wheel of the 24, because that would have also been an appropriate answer.
No kidding.
No kidding is right. Top 20 in the pack. Looks like top 23 or top 24 on the lead lap is Tucker. I think just got the lucky dog. Do we see pit stops here for your leaders? The answer is a resounding yes, we do.
And now we're going to get to watch all of these fast trucks work through traffic here coming out of the caution as well.
Yeah, you're right. You are correct about that. First driver to not pit looks like... Oh, you see everyone on pit road here.
Okay, so they're not going to have to do a traffic.
That's a bold strategy. I really expected everyone who pitted on 10 to stay out here. I'm surprised that they did that. See, we're sharing pit stalls as well. Sharing is caring here. That's why you see the 24 and 51 occupying the same space. Few drivers, fuel only. Gained a lot of time. Sherry stayed out, so did Heyman. They're on the strategy I was talking about before. Let's watch them throughout the race. Isaac Brock up to third. Holston won the race off pit road as well. He's in fourth. And Aaron Smith back to fifth for the first time today. I don't know if this strategy now for Sherry and Heyman will work because there's only 2 of them. When there was 10 of them, that strategy looks a lot better because you're holding off the fast cars for longer. But when there's only 2 of you, plus the 2 who won the race off pit road with Brock and Holston, I'd be a little nervous having Aaron Smith line up only 2 rows behind you, as well as Devin Curl and River Hayes.
Yeah, but when you've been in a position like Aaron Smith, Devin Curl, and River Hayes, they were making so much speed up. With these slower trucks in front of him, their braking points and acceleration points are going to change.
Right.
They're going to have to drive their truck differently than it's been the first stage of this race. So it's going to take them a few laps to get used to before they can really start working around the trucks in front of them. Just the racing in traffic and being aware of what these cars in front of them are going to do.
Absolutely. It's going to be different and difficult to get through traffic. This track not known for its passing zones. That's the understatement of the day, I would imagine. But see the truck who was our first caution and Sherry lead the field back to green.
Great rebound by him.
So far, so good. He can make it on the same one stop as everybody else. So now he's got the track position. These entire 6 laps of tires have all just been under pacing and about half a lap of fire off, so I don't believe the tire should be at a disadvantage. It's just going to be, can he hold track position here the rest of the way?
Yeah, not many passing zones, a lot of crashing zones.
That is definitely one way to look at it so far here today. As I believe...
Looks like everyone's starting to double up.
Just about to get this thing underway. A lot of drivers on the inside. Only 2 running the outside lane. Definitely a choice for drivers. Probably, possibly penalties, hard to say. Either way, we're under green again.
Aaron Smith making the outside work.
Oh, Brock's around. Brock, hard contact. Oh, back into traffic for a moment.
He's going to be able to pull it over to the inside there, and everyone's going to get around him safely.
I think the 30 just went around. Oh, my goodness. Almost a slide for the 30s. Locked a tire up.
Smith already up to third.
And Curl and Hayes right on the back bumper, not getting away, is the 24. Work around Sherry on the outside, or at least try to. This is a good spot to make a pass down the straightaway. 54 is just going to pull over. Oh, big move for the 15. Decided better of it. Hayes got around as well. Luke Barnes has gone for a spin. sitting backwards on the racetrack. The 04 has had a tough day to start. Running up in the top 10. In fact, right behind Hayes. Oh, just got loose on the straightaway. Hit a bump, and that truck went around.
Yeah, it's going to be heavy damage, too.
Absolutely, and track position nonetheless. Again, no more scheduled stops in this one. Stevenson works around for 5th. Passes that 54. As Clean Air so far working for the 30. He's got an 0.8 of a second lead. Shrinking down to 2/3 of a second over Aaron Smith.
Aaron Smith's just able to carry so much more speed on corner exit that he is knocking chunks out of that gap every straightaway.
Absolutely. Big moment for Curl. Kept it pointed the right direction. We got a great battle a little further back. Woolman, Jewett, and Wade scrapping for position. I think Hinson was involved in this one as well. Haven't seen that 16 much today. It's Holston. Just got worked over by the 97. That's Bollinger.
Yeah, Bollinger's doing a good job today.
Did not have a good pit stop. Came in the top 5, ended up outside the top 10. Gonna have to work on that for the final stop of the race, that's for sure.
You were talking about sharing pit stalls with other drivers. That might have had something to do with it. He might have had trouble finding his pit box with another truck parked in it.
Definitely possible. Smith back to the lead. Curl trying to get back to 2nd. Holding tough on the outside is Heyman. Oh my goodness.
That's a bold move by Heyman to stick with it, but that's going to let him maintain 2nd position through those high-speed corners and down the straightaway as Smith has already created over a 1-second lead.
Yeah, he forced Curl to make a decision, and Curl had to stay off of him. Through that tight corner, they still just about made contact. Curl finally got clear. Hayes tries to the inside. No dice. Nose chopped off by the 30. Now is to the inside. Aggressive move for the 82. Hayes drives that truck deep down the inside. Oh, big contact for the 30. Same thing we saw with Barnes. Block up the outside. A lot of time being lost here, but I think Hayes is finally going to get around Heyman. Yes, he will. Now Stevenson going to try and attack the 30 here. Oh, Michael Wade, big spin. Happened to the 16 right in front of Derek Jewett. Oh, just loose on his own. Something broke almost.
Loose on his own, and pieces are falling off the truck.
I don't know if maybe a screen went black or if something broke. That truck is struggling. Oh my goodness. I don't think he spun. There was a spin right there, but yeah, that was odd all the way around.
It almost looked like he was having issues with his sim.
Yeah, I kind of think that's what it was. He had the same thing happen last week in the Cup race on Friday with right here on V-Speed, of course, powered by Slim Chickens, tier1setupshop.com. But yeah, we saw the 16 of Wade, the 5 of Wade in that race have issues. Oh, there's Holston around.
Got to get it back going. Looks like he's only going to lose 2 or 3 spots.
Just one of those. Oh, I think Jewett also had a slide. See if we can figure out what happened to the 45. Yeah, he's into the wall there almost. This orange truck has been the center of some incidents already today. And yeah, just too much speed into one. Caught the outside wall. Seen that a couple times today. Oh, Nelson tries to avoid. Does a great job of it.
When you're used to driving these trucks really fast every week, when you get on a track this technical, it is so easy just to overstep it, as you see another truck doing right there.
One thing about these trucks that I always found is the slower you drive it and the more you baby this truck around the racetrack, the better your day is going to be. If you're driving this truck any more than like 60%, you're probably driving it too hard. Now, there are exceptions, of course. If you're leading the race and whipping the field, yeah, I would probably say you're doing it right. So keep doing what you're doing, but I believe even they would say the easier you take it, the better it's going to be. As Holston struggling on this lap, obviously went for the spin, hit the wall right there.
I always like to tell myself in real technical race.
Oh, he caught a lot of wall there.
A lot of wall, blinked out on a signal.
Yeah, I think Wilson, or I think that was Luke Barnes, just caught the break of the day. Let's ride on board here. So let's watch the 48, because this should have been a day ender for the 04 as well, who's already used the fast repair. Watch this. Oh no, we're gonna get wrecked. Oh, there he goes.
Wow.
That could not have happened at a better time.
That is, might have been the best luck we've seen all day.
Yeah, 100% agree with you there. Noah Hubbard has gone off the racetrack, exploring the runoff area.
He's just taking his Joker lap.
Just taking the Joker lap, you're right. For those of you who are Rallycroft fans.
But one thing I always like to tell myself at really technical tracks, especially if I'm trying to race a road course, is smooth is, or slow is smooth, smooth is fast.
Okay. Yeah, I could buy that, certainly. Oh, Heyman in the fence. As Cochran and Bollinger, C4 teammates, try and work around. Remember, Cochran's still the biggest mover in the race, up 19 positions from his 25th starting spot, up to 6th.
He's been doing a really good job. I think he's only been in one incident as well.
Driver's been in more than one incident. Isaac Brock started up front, up in the 8th spot, and has gone less than stellar since then. There's the 21.
So he's just carrying too much speed and locking it up a little.
Yeah, he had a bit of a compromise entry there, trying to get around the 8. Spun it out on the exit.
A little bit too hard on both pedals for him.
Right. Seems that way. And then the line, obviously, as well, trying to pass. Having the shallow entry kind of changes the way the exit works. You throttle up in the same spot, you have too much wheel in it, and it goes around. It's all about weight distribution and how you shift that weight to make speed. Understanding that if you don't take the line that you want, that the weight changes from the last time you went into that corner. Dustin Lewis, part of a great battle here. Not quite as good as this one, though. 51.97 finally got to Heyman. 51 should go by here. Yes, he will. And there goes the 97 to the inside, right behind him. Bollinger thought there was going to be contact made. There was not. As Jewett, I believe, just had another moment, and so did Luke Barnes. Let's go look at Barnes first. I believe this truck just went for a slide. Sure did. Tried to follow the 33 in there and hit that barrier. Jewett,
Yeah, it's been a long night.
Jewett, I think, just had his issue. But yeah, long night for both of those trucks.
Mm-hmm.
I don't see anything for the 45 that would show me a slide or anything. I think he just maybe just did not get a great exit off some of these corners, just taking it easy, knowing he already used that fast repair.
Yeah, that might not be a bad thing to do because there's going to be trucks in front of him make mistakes and damage their vehicle, and he should just be able to, if he takes it easy enough, get back around them later on in the night.
Absolutely right. Good battle back here. Kyman Brock 20th. Oh, Brock with a spin under braking. That truck is just destroyed. And Kime, that truck is pristine. I don't think he's hit anything. Not a scratch on it. Show it off is right. Just hanging out back here all by his lonesome in 20th position, second to last driver in the lead lap. We just saw Brock go for a slide. But that's how you run road course races if you're not familiar with them. Just go slow. No need to push it and wreck the car. As we've got these three having an excellent battle. Addison, Lewis, and Barnes. From the deck lid of Steven Addison in the 81.
It should be a fun way to watch this battle between these two behind him.
Seen a lot of trouble into turn one. Addison went wide. Compromised exit. Lewis almost let Barnes to the inside. Oh, big move for Barnes. Barnes hit the wall on that move. Oh my goodness. Noah Hubbard on pit road, the first driver, it looks like, thinks they can make it maybe to the end on fuel. A little soon, I think. Battle rages on. And Luke Barnes driving the wheels off this truck right now.
Yeah, he's driving the truck really hard, but we've talked about today that is not necessarily the way you want to drive it at a real technical track.
Right.
And it's got him in trouble multiple times tonight, but man, it's fun to watch.
It is absolutely fun to watch. We're going to step away from this one for a moment. Watch River Hayes try and chase down Devin Curl. As Isaac Brock with a meatball flag. Let's see what caused the 21 to probably have to retire from this one. Oh, just hard contact in turn one. Yeah, that is definitely going to end that one. Motor's blown. That should be day ender right in front of the leader. And Ullman trying to chase down Giasheri. Other truck doesn't have a scratch on it, that 34. Stark contrast to the beginning of the season. In about everything you could be in at Daytona, hit everything but the pace car. Not much to write home about at the Bull Ring either. So far, so good, though, just at the top 10. Trying to hunt down that 10th place finish. That battle for 13th, Barnes, Addison, and Lewis. Well, Barnes got around both of them, and now they're separated by about a second each. Zach White just had a big problem. Could hear it. What happened, though? This red number 77. Ultra slow into the corner. I think he just got some help here. Oh, the 30 got part of the wall. Another opportunity here.
It's 77
oh, the
driving.
30 got him. Not quite. Yeah, he just missed the corner. Yeah, 77 just missed that braking zone. Meatball flag. Already used the fast repair, so that's probably going to be day ender for that driver. Driver still in the race here is, I think Heyman just had a problem. Oh, heavy damage. Look at the 30. Look at that right front.
Oh. Not what you want to see as a driver.
No, not at all. Oh, he's already got it.
No.
Let's go back a little further. Truck looks fine here. I think we're going to see a big hit. Oh, it's Michael Wade.
Oh, no.
Oh, man. Michael Wade in the middle of the racetrack. Yeah, that's the worst. That's why the first caution came out with Giasheri was That truck stopped broadside at that part of the racetrack, blind corner. You can't see it until you're right on top of them. It's just a slide right there. Basically the same spot. And oh, he backed up and ran right in front of 30. Yikes.
Yeah, it looked like the 30 was going to try to take it to the inside of him, and then he swerved back out to the outside and just couldn't react quick enough.
I mean, what do you do, though? You've only got about a second to react without wrecking the truck yourself on this very rough surface, and just not the right move. Yeah, Heyman is struggling right now.
Yeah, but you're in the pit window, so you might want to just pull in and pit.
I don't know. You're right on the edge of the pit window. I don't think you're quite in it yet. As Bollinger just got around Cochran for 5th. Hayes still chases down Curl. Addison getting around Heyman, as Heyman is in pit road now. He needed to, though. That truck was in big trouble, and he has a fast repair still, so the 30 should be okay.
Yeah, you have that fast repair in your pocket, and you know you're just on the edge of the fuel window. If you save and just take it easy, you might be able to make it to the end. I think that's the right move. You couldn't limp that truck any further.
Right. Yeah, that truck was not going to go anywhere. You couldn't hit the brakes, couldn't accelerate, couldn't turn. Not what you're looking for out of one of these racing trucks. Brad Nelson trying to work over John Ullman. Couple title sponsors for a few of the series here. Obviously, Slim Chickens powering the Cup Series. Caswell Glass for the National Series, which we're going to see tomorrow night at Coda. Green Flag TV. Slim Chickens Cup Series right here on V-Speed on Friday. Also at Coda.
I heard you mention you're going to be running the National Series race tomorrow night.
I should be there all season long. I'm especially looking forward to Coda tomorrow. Love me a good road course race. There's just nothing quite like sliding a stock car around, grabbing gears, and just basically racing yourself. Yeah, there's other cars on the racetrack, of course, but it's as much about avoiding trouble yourself as it's about passing those trucks on speed. Giasheri goes a -2 for 1. Ullman and Nelson both get around him. Move this 54 down to the 11th position. Stevenson hanging out in 4th spot. Quiet day for the 1. Which is a welcome contrast to last week where he jumped one of the restarts. He hit the wall right there. Went from 2nd back to the back of the field. Ended up still finishing up in the top 3.
Yeah, but sometimes a quiet day is exactly what you want, because that means you stayed out of trouble on a day where it seems everyone else has been in trouble at some point.
Unless you're Smith, Curl, or Hayes, you could also mention Stevenson, Bollinger in that as well. If I've said your name tonight, it probably wasn't for a good reason. That's just the way this one has been. A lot of drivers with torn up left and right fronts, crinkled noses. Saw a few drivers lose the tailgate, made contact, hit walls, all that stuff. It's been a race full of it so far here. Just riding along the racetrack with Merriman in 15th position. Nelson continues to work on Ullman. This is the closest battle on the racetrack and has been for some time.
We were watching this battle earlier. It seems like Nelson can do a really good job getting to the rear bumper of Ullman. It just is so hard to get a big enough run to make a pass here.
And which corner do you want to put? There, Ullman made the mistake. That's what he needed. If you're Nelson, couldn't take advantage, though.
That's what Nelson needed, but the track is so narrow.
Oh, big slide for the 33. That's not what he needed.
No.
Baldwin on pit road. This might be the first driver who thinks he can make it to the end. And I would tend to agree. You could probably make it from here. And Hayes still in touch with Curl for second.
Now we're going to get to start seeing what trucks decide to, short pit and who wants to go as long as they can and then take advantage of the fresh tires into the run.
I would estimate about 6 to 7 more laps we could go on this tank, putting us right around a 10-lap dash to the end for that last stint. Or you could probably pit here and just go a little bit longer on that run. Green-white checkers could make that curious, but I don't expect a green-white checker here tonight. Barnes and Giasheri having a scrap for 11th.
Yeah, I don't expect a overtime finish either. There's been a lot of on-track incidents, and I think we've only thrown the yellow flag out twice for an incident.
Harold Tucker the third. Meatball flag, day ender right there. Truck didn't turn. That's probably going to end. Oh, he got it a ton there. Yeah, that definitely is not going to turn. That's day over for the 79. I was just going to say, we're talking about Luke Barnes battling with Addison and Lewis. He's gapped those trucks by almost 5 seconds. This 04 has got some speed in it, even though it looks a little bit off kilter with some of the damage. Clearly a lot of speed. He's matching lap times with the top couple in the race. Just looking for that track position as finally Nelson gets around Ullman.
Oh, Ullman might lose another spot right here because...
Yes, he will. He gets getting bumped up out of the way. Barnes knows he doesn't have any time to mess around if he's going to make his finishing position better. He's got to go right now. Cochran's on pit road.
Yeah, whenever Luke pits, he's going to be in a good spot after he uses his fast repair, and that truck's going to have a lot more grip and be a lot more agreeable with him.
Fast repair already burned for the 04.
Oh, well.
So he's got what he's got, essentially, for damage. You're not going to sit on pit road to fix it if you're going this fast already.
No.
His last lap was a 138.1. River Hayes ran a 138.1 as well. When does Aaron Smith come down pit road? Not this time, as he has led 27 of 32. You can thank flipping the stage for the reason he didn't lead all of them to this point. Giasheri black flag. Not sure what for. Oh, he just probably pit road exit violation. Just left pit road. Regardless, drive-through penalty incoming here for the 54.
He did a good job getting out of the way of the leader right there.
Absolutely. Hey, Stevenson, Bollinger all on the pit lane. Starting to see drivers file into pit road. Oh, big slide. Oh, he got the 51. That's Barnes. The second time today on the rejoin, caught the 51.
Yeah, he had worked his way inside the top 10 and just was driving it too hard.
Trying to get around the 33. Yeah, just a little too much rear brake. I think minimal damage there. Backed it up to get out of the way. Oh, he did just catch the 51 there. A little bit of net code involved as well, but going to bring it down pit road. But all the time he just gained, he lost it right back. There's Dustin Lewis behind him. Oh, 04 out of the pit lane now in 10th. You drivers have yet to pit. Hinson is one of them. Aaron Smith now in the pit box. Devin Curl just entering pit road. Davidson on the racetrack still. That should finish the cycle, I should say. Addison just left pit road. Jewett's on pit road now. And then Times on the racetrack still. Should be pitting here shortly. Yeah, Smith on and off pit road, did not lose any time. I believe Davidson brings it on down to the pit lane.
And look at that lead Aaron Smith's built up. 18 seconds almost.
Yeah, he's found the speed for sure. It's not on the pit stop either. The pit road times were basically identical for your top three. Just strictly on the racetrack. After the cycle is complete, Aaron Smith currently is your leader. Devin Curl, as you mentioned, 17 seconds behind. And it's River Hayes just about 1.1 back. Colin Bollinger, 2 seconds behind. Tyler Stevenson runs in the 5th spot. That corner is dangerous. Jacob Cochran in 6th. Zach Davidson in 7th, having an excellent run. Gavin Hinson is back to 8th. Luke Barnes in 9th, so still in the top 10. And John Ullman rounds out that top 10. Dustin Lewis hangs out in the 11th spot. I think we see Brad Nelson stuck in the outside wall for just a moment. Let's see what happened to the 33. Every time you look at the 33, there's always something that catches your eye. Caswell Glass Company colors. I think Hayes just had a problem. Yeah, Nelson just missed the corner. River Hayes, meatball flag. Big hit for the 82. Where'd it come from? Into 1. Oh, just missed the corner. That truck destroyed. Oh my goodness. Blew the engine. That is also going to be a massive tow. Yeah, that's the end of a good finish for the 82. That is a heartbreaker. Look at this battle for second all of a sudden is tight between these three.
Yeah, Bollinger, didn't we say that he started from the pits?
He did.
And has worked his way all the way up into second.
Caution's helping, of course, but Bollinger, what a drive through the field he's had.
Still, even with the caution, you have to pass those trucks.
You sure do. And here comes Stevenson trying to get that pass back. He will for just a moment. Curl, who's ran second most of this race, finds himself back in the 4th spot for just a moment. Cochran still holding down 5th. Another driver started way out back in 25th. I don't think he got a qualifying lap, but instead right beside Dustin Lewis, who's running down in 10th. Just been able to slowly and surely keep that truck fairly clean and try and work their way through the field. About 10 laps to go here in Detroit. Michael Wade's truck, definitely some heavy damage on the right front. Just going to pull out of the way of the leaders.
Yeah, and that's not the first time we've seen him have trouble either.
Massive toe damage. Looks like on both sides of that truck. Is the aforementioned Lewis going to try and chase down John Ullman for 9th position? Lewis better in the braking zone, it seems.
That Nolman got really loose out of that last corner.
Yes, he did. River Hayes back on the racetrack in 15th position. Right behind Sean Merriman. How far can the 82 climb in the final 10 laps?
He only lost 1 lap, so
He did.
he should be able to make up a few positions.
It looks like the highest he can get is 12th, where Seth Heyman is. That's the first driver 1 lap down. Could potentially get Nelson, I suppose, who's just ahead of him because Aaron Smith in the middle. So it would be possible in theory to get all the way up to Dustin Lewis in 9th, but that would be a whale of a drive. Or River Hayes, who's already about to get 2 of them here.
Yeah, and if he can get up into that lucky dog spot and something crazy happens.
Oh, he's going to get clipped by the 18. Oh, my goodness. That was just about an awful start to this recovery.
Yeah, but he's going to keep it going right here. And after the fast repair, he probably threw on some tires. So he not only has been running ahead of these guys all race, he has a tire advantage right now, too.
Should be able to make a pass here in the next couple of corners over Giasheri in the 54.
You just can't overdrive the truck.
Well, 10 laps to go. You just drive it as hard as you think you can, I would say, at this point in time. Don't wreck it, of course, but do everything you can to make a pass because you don't have very much time left. Every opportunity must be taken. As Lewis worked around Barnes, they're still scrapping. Oh, Barnes got back around him, hit the wall.
Barnes' day has been eventful, to say the least.
It has been. Hayes did get around Giasheri. Next driver up is Heyman. That's 5.8 seconds up the road. Oh, 04 missed that corner again as well. That heavy front damage to the 04. That thing could not be braking well at all. Luke Barnes.
Yeah, no, he's just holding on till the end of the race at this point.
And the leader right behind him. Aaron Smith about to lap into the top 10.
Yeah, these are 2 opposite driving styles out of these 2 drivers. So it'll be interesting to watch Smith run him down and lap him right here with the contrast of how different these 2 guys have been driving today.
Now Barnes is going to get out of the way. Really not worth racing for that position since we're not going to see any cautions anymore, I would imagine. Whether you're 10th the first car lap down or 10th the last car in the lead lap, the points pay the same, the finish pays the same. As Steve Addison has a problem.
There was Luke Barnes in the pits.
Whoa.
He might have a beat ball.
Yeah, that was a big boom for the 81. It's right on board. Yeah, Barnes is in the pits. No meatball, just getting damage repaired. Clearly, that truck not handling well.
Yeah, one driver who will take advantage of both of these wrecks is River Hayes, working his way back through the field.
Up to 12th now. Here's Addison, the end of the long straightaway. Truck did not slow down as well as he needed it to. Boom.
That's heavy, heavy damage.
Yes, it was a big hit. Side by side here, Merriman, Giasheri. For 13th position. Crossover incoming, no. 18 holds on to the spot down the straightaway. Here goes. Wow, look at that. River Hayes already caught Seth Heyman. Move Hayes up to 11th position. Brad Nelson, the next one in his way. Once they move around Kime, of course, the many lap down truck. I'm two laps down, I should say, not many. More than
He
one.
might be 2 laps down, but that truck has no damage at all.
Yeah, you could roll that one back on the hauler and drive it to Chicagoland next week and still run it because that thing is pristine, as you just mentioned. I think that might be the only truck that hasn't hit anything today.
Just look at the speed River Hayes has right now.
And watching the lap times, Hayes' last lap was his fast one of the day, a 136.2. Only driver faster than that was the leader, 135.7. Bollinger tries to chase down Stevenson, right to the rear bumper. See what it's like to work around someone, or try to anyway, from inside the truck. Everything we can here to try and catch up to Stevenson, as we still work 30 seconds behind the race leader.
And speaking of that gap to the race leader, we were watching how smooth he was behind the wheel and no counter steering at all, just super steady. Bollinger's one of the other fastest trucks in the field in third, and he's looked loose more times than he hasn't out of the corners while we're watching him right here.
Absolutely. Throttle control is very important in these trucks to be able to make them go, get up off the corner, and sometimes you have to counter steer, as you've been talking about all night. But that's not the fastest way. It's a fast way, but it's not the fastest. Burns up more tire, is inefficient a little bit on the accelerator pedal. And you see right there that late shift cost him a little bit of time to Stevenson as he pulled away down the straightaway. Seth Heyman with the meatball flag. What happened to the 30? Oh my, big hit into the second to last corner. And into the last corner.
Luckily, he was close to pit road, so he doesn't have to stay to tow.
That is the only silver lining out of that incident, I would say.
Colin Bollinger's caught back up to Tyler Stevenson. Now, watch him try to work around him, but man, these trucks are late in the run. Both of these trucks look like they're just a little bit out of control.
Yeah, they're dancing right now. They are dancing for sure.
He's going to lose a lot of ground he had just made up.
They went from under 2/10 back to 8/10 with that bobble down the straightaway. Another 6 laps to sort it out. There's some drivers having great runs that I didn't necessarily expect on a road course. How about Zach Davidson showing some prowess here tonight? Running in the 6th position.
He's another one of those guys who's done a pretty good job keeping the truck clean tonight.
Absolutely.
As that is a really good looking truck, and I don't remember him being in any accidents. Has he had to use a fast repair yet, or
he has not? He has not.
So he's kept that truck this clean all night long.
This is a perfect example of, if you keep the truck clean, a top 10 is almost guaranteed. Because this truck has not been in anything. Certainly has not been lighting up the speed charts in terms of the elite fast laps we see out of Aaron Smith and Stevenson and Bollinger and Curl. But running in 6th right now, ahead of some much faster drivers like River Hayes, who've had issues so far in this race. Gavin Hinson's another one in that same boat. Dustin Lewis, Brad Nelson, John Ullman as well, all in the top 10. I don't think any of those drivers would call themselves road course ringers by any stretch. But they're just keeping their trucks clean, having a good night. The one who's had the worst night so far would be Nelson, but of course still able to get repaired, keep this thing going. Of course, had that issue into turn number 1. Not much damage, just caused the caution there to end up being the stage. Don't look now. Hayes has almost caught up to Ullman and Nelson.
Yeah, Hayes has had a meatball and had to use a tow, and he is up here fighting for a top 10 position. I just want to emphasize how impressive that is.
A lot of speed here in the 82. And I don't believe there's going to be much patience as we get to 5 laps to go if we're working around traffic. He's going to show the inside and probably take the inside here on Ullman.
Yeah, I think Ullman's just going to let him by.
Yeah, that's the right thing to do in this case. Clearly 82's faster. Caught him from 10 seconds back. No reason to contest this spot any more than it already has been.
In corner exit and throttle control, like we've talked about all night, is really where you can tell the difference between guys who are okay and really good on a road course.
Absolutely. Nelson with the big slide there. That's going to give it up to Hayes as well. Move the 82 up into the 9th position. Showing an excellent rebound. Next car ahead is Dustin Lewis, 5 seconds up the road. You can just see them. The difference is the fountain section. I think it's a fountain. I'm not exactly sure what's in that area, but looping part of the racetrack nevertheless. As Bollinger still can't find his way around Stevenson.
Yeah, Bollinger's been a little bit faster every few laps, but Stevenson has just been more consistent over this entire run.
Issue for Curl. Cochran just got around him. What happened to Curl?
Curl ran second place for the majority of,
I think
really for about the first
He got
half.
stuck behind the 16, I think is what happened.
Yeah, and he was in second for a long time tonight, and just late in the race, he's got some damage, and he's just been losing time to these leaders that he was able to keep up with for a long time earlier.
Yeah, certainly right about that. Some fairly significant damage there, missing the fender on the right front.
The wheel does look pretty straight, though, so it should be driving okay.
Yeah, I would imagine that it is. Oh, big contact for the 54 behind him.
Now, that truck probably isn't driving okay.
No, you can tell on the acceleration that truck is struggling. One of
Yeah, the left front
many
toe's knocked out pretty bad.
Kyle Busch inspired schemes out here. The Traxxas machine. Yeah, that truck has seen better days. That is for sure. Bollinger finally got to him. Finally got to Stevenson. Has the inside for this corner. Heavy on the brakes. Made the move.
And they made it. They made it through.
They sure did. Stevenson's still right there, though. It's not over yet. Do we see anything into the corner where we've seen a lot of calamity today? Oh, we took a nice wide berth through that corner.
Stevenson tagged the wall just a tiny bit there.
Yeah, they both got it just a little bit, enough to set the car up. Oh, got the wall a lot there. Just trying to carry speed and get back up to Bollinger, but I think the 97 is about set sail on that battle.
Yeah, he's already got almost a second of a lead over him now, and he's just cruising away.
Certainly is. These are the only two trucks fighting for position within a second of each other who aren't parked on pit road next to each other. So it tells you how spread apart this field has been. Of course, top 7 on the lead lap. There's Hinson. And
another driver we've talked
Aaron
about.
Smith.
Yeah. Yeah. Hinson's another one of those guys we talked about earlier who hasn't really been that fast all night, but who has kept his truck clean, and he's turned that into a top 10 and being on the lead lap here at the end when it matters.
That's all you can ask for, is just being around in the race, being able to maximize points, having a solid day. I believe he also got stage points in stage number 1. So doing all these things on a track that you're maybe not the most comfortable with, that is exactly what the doctor ordered when you're talking about championships and being able to fight for one at the end of the season.
That 16 truck right there that's getting lapped again is just, it's beat up. It's hard to drive, but you got to give him all the credit for staying out there, because in a day this frustrating, you could easily just park it, turn off the sim, and go enjoy the rest of your night. But he's sticking with it just to try to scrap together any points that he can.
Yeah, the front of that truck, that tire looked a lot like a late model there with how that one was pointed for just a moment. As Stevenson's caught back up to Bollinger. This one's not over yet. Look to the inside. He's going to get there. Oh, he thought better of it. That was the right move. That would have spun them both out.
Yeah, he had to lock it up and going to lose a lot of time because of that, though.
Still not too far back, though. Has a shot at it. And how about Jacob Cochran in 4th? Biggest mover of the day, up 21. Started 25th. Talked about it all night. Just a nice, quiet, fairly clean night for the 51. Caught up in a couple of bad rejoins, but no issues for the 51 itself. They have it on good authority. This truck has never finished worse than 4th on a road course. So, looking to keep that streak going. As we hit the white flag lap, Aaron Smith. Just one more lap to go here to put the cap on what has been a dominant day. 42 laps led when he crosses the line. Will be 43. Unbelievable. The race he has put on so far. Down the backstretch for the final time tonight. Hinson might be able to survive his fill-in driver from lapping him. Into the tightest corner on the circuit. They get through it clearly. Now to the final part of this racetrack. And for the last time tonight, here comes Aaron Smith, winner on the streets of Detroit. I mean, there aren't enough ways to say dominant. My goodness. I mean, what an incredible race. Won the pole, fastest lap, won stage 1, led the most laps, won the race, and I believe should have clinched fastest lap by almost, or over a second and a half. Wow. That's all I can say for Aaron Smith.
He was so far out front all night that we barely talked about him.
That's the mark of a very good road course day. Never had to talk about him in terms of any issues. He was the one who dictated strategy. This 24 car was bad fast all night long. So we still wait for a lot of the field to cross the start-finish line. 4th through 8th have yet to hit that stripe. Once Gavin Hinson crosses our finish line, that will be it for this one.
It almost looks like Aaron is still putting together race pace right now.
He does seem like it.
Just having fun.
Right. Hey, I mean, when you run 47 perfect, you might as well run a 48th, right?
Hey, why not?
Why not is right as we come to the start-finish line.
Yeah, he's rolling out of it now.
Just wants to get it in burnout mode because he earned the heck out of that. There it is, 24. Burn it down. You earned this one, and this is a driver who knows how to do a burnout. He does a lot of them here on V-Speed. Congratulations, Aaron Smith, on a dominant effort here in Detroit. Talk with him in just a few minutes should the opportunity present itself. But let's have a look at the points since every driver has taken the opportunity to finish the race. Aaron Smith, of course, dominant effort. Gonna get it done. Bollinger from pit road to the front of this one, finishing in the second spot. Great run for the 43. Stevenson in third, quiet night, and Cochran, biggest mover of the day from qualifying position to finishing position, up 21 in that 51. Curl will finish in fifth after fading late. Davidson, great run to get in the sixth position. Hinson, last car on the lead lap, in seventh. Dustin Lewis, matching the car number, finishes eighth position. Hayes rebounds to ninth after that meatball flag with about 12 to go. Nelson, solid top 10 run here this evening.
Sean Merriman finished in 11th position, one lap down, with John Ullman also a lap down right behind him in the 34 truck. 13th was Jonathan Girardi in the 54, one lap down. Derek Jewett was the last car, one lap down in 14th. Stephen Addison and Reggie Kime were 2 laps down. Seth Heyman in 17th, 7 laps down. Michael Wade in 18th. And then Luke Barnes and Gary Baldwin Jr. round out the top 20.
Absolutely. 21st going to be Noah Hubbard in the 12 machine. Isaac Brock was looking good for a first couple of laps, and it slowly started to unravel for the 21. Sturdivant finishes behind him, 23 laps off the pace. Zach White, 24 laps down, finishes in 24th. Harold Tucker III, also on that lap, will finish 25th. Adam Holston finishes in 26th. Tyner Willing in the 27th spot. Caleb Hunt retires early in 28th. Rayshawn Winkfield spun on the opening lap, never rebounded, finishes 29th. And Brian Moore, will finish in 30th. Last car in this race, Daytona Cross, finishes in the 31st spot, exactly where they started. Well, let's take a moment and see if we can chat with your top 3, starting off with Tyler Stevenson, your third place finisher. Tyler, it's Morgan and Gavin up in the booth. You got a copy?
Yes, sir.
All right. Well, not quite as eventful as last week, I would say, with the jumping of the restart, working through the field on that very tight confines of the bull ring. Now here in the semi-open spaces of Detroit, how'd you get this one machine up to the podium?
I think just consistency, I would say. I mean, I felt pretty fast, but I don't know if I was the fast. I mean, obviously Aaron was the fastest, but out of like the guys that were battling for second, I was up there. I was up there. I was pretty consistent. I had to use my mulligan early as I got some left front damage. I had to use that faster pair early. So I just was like, we just got to keep the car safe all day. And I did pretty well the rest of the race. Couldn't quite hold on to second place at the end there, but had a really fun battle with Colin. So it's just quiet day for the most part and just consistency and staying out of trouble. I guess that's, how you do well at road courses.
Absolutely right. And clearly you finished in the top 3, so you've got some road course prowess. But are these tracks that you have circled on the schedule, or are these tracks that you dread coming to, knowing that it's just so far out of the norm of the oval experience?
6 months ago, I would have dreaded this, but I think in recent time, I've improved my road racing a lot. So I'm actually excited to go to these. And this was a brand new track for me. So I literally bought it today, did probably an hour or so of practice and got pretty well at it. So I think it worked out pretty well. So I'm pretty happy for the road courses. I think they're pretty fun to drive.
Yeah, sure seems that way. And there's a lot of them on the schedule this year, so that should be right in your wheelhouse. And well, we got you up here, podium finish. I believe for the second week in a row, if I'm not mistaken. Who do you want to thank? Who do you want to shout out here on V Speed?
I'm gonna shout out Colin, the guy I was battling with him. We had a really fun battle. That was I've battled with him before in the Xfinity Series last season for at Homestead, so that was really fun. We kept it clean. I almost wrecked him, but I kept it under control. But yeah, I had Seth and Jonathan in the VC today, so got to talk to them. They had a cool strategy. It didn't quite work out for them, but it was fun to race with them. Thank y'all for the broadcast. Thanks Brandon for running the league. So yeah, thanks for tier 1. That was a pretty good setup this week. It was pretty fun to drive, so I enjoyed it.
Awesome. That's Tyler Stevenson finishing P3 here tonight. Congratulations on the podium. See you next week, Chicagoland.
Will do.
Third place finisher now. Second spot Gavin Grubbs has caught up with our second place finisher, Colin Bollinger.
Colin, you had a eventful race. Oh, now he's just now in. Colin, how are you?
Oh, good guys. How you doing?
We're doing great. You started all the way in the back today, worked your way up all the way to second in an extremely chaotic road course race. Walk us through that trek all the way from the back all the way up to the podium.
I mean, we could have probably made it a lot easier on ourselves and just saved the hassle, but I wanted to start the back and actually get through and run some of the guys at this road course, especially because Lily bought the track yesterday, so we really didn't have much experience on it other than practice. But yeah, I mean, honestly, I was kind of lucky. There was a lot of stuff going on. I was always it was either already finished wrecking or they were wrecking behind me while it happened, and we were just lucky to avoid a lot of stuff and just make our way through. I think we finished fourth at stage, and then I think we had to restart 13th, and we just grinded our way through and took a gamble on the pit stop and literally just took fuel only, no tires, and I mean, it ended up working out. I mean, I didn't see Aaron all night, so I feel like I won, but I guess apparently he was a three-quarters lap ahead or something. So good job to him.
Yeah, and you said you just bought this track yesterday. How much road course experience do you have on iRacing? Is this something you do a lot, or is it just something you're like, yeah, I'm just gonna hop in and hope I do well?
Yeah, I mean, I've ran a lot of the road courses in many other leagues and in this league, but I'm not really. I don't think I'm that great. So I mean, to come out with a second place finish, I mean, it feels pretty good. But I mean, we really had to grind for it. It's not an oval. I'm much better on the ovals than I am the road course. So just looking forward to Thursday and Friday nights. Job's not done. We gotta keep our head down and stay locked in for these Coda races tomorrow and Friday.
I got you, Colin. And lastly, is there anybody you want to shout out or mention before we let you go here?
Yeah, they're just a C4 racing team. I mean, I think we all finished top 10 tonight. Cochran and Dustin Lewis, those guys, and Team Delusional Racing over there. My other guys, Dan Plant Smith, he does all the paint schemes that I usually run on the Cup side, and yeah, and then just you guys for putting on the broadcast every week and doing a great job.
All right, thanks, Colin.
Yep, thank you guys.
Second place finisher, Colin Bollinger, here in Detroit. Well, there was one, and that one won the race. Aaron Smith, Morgan and Gavin up in the booth. You got a copy?
Yeah, I've got you.
So I got to ask, first and foremost, this is a question I've wondered for a long time. What is it like to strike fear in every iRacing lobby you join? Because as soon as I heard Aaron Smith was piloting one of these trucks tonight, I said, go ahead and mark it down. That yellow truck is going to go out there and whip this field. And whip this field you did.
It felt magnificent tonight. The setup was great. Track felt good. It's been a while since I've been able to run these trucks here at Belle Isle, so it was good to be back. Appreciate the folks at Waterforce Racing for having me run for them tonight, and I think I'll be back again tomorrow night for the Xfinity race, or O'Reilly Racer, whatever it's called now.
Caswell Glass National Series.
Yeah. Oh yeah. All right. Yeah, I'll have to get a cue card ready for that. But yeah, it was. I saw a few names in the field that I recognized, and I had a feeling it'd be a tough fight. And in the first few corners, it was. But after that, it was a pretty smooth sailing.
Yeah, it definitely seemed that way. You had some competition there for the first little while, and we were curious how the strategy was going to play out around the stage. Of course, we had that caution at lap 10. Stage was at 15. It looked like there was going to be about 10 drivers who stayed out in front of you when it eventually cycled out. Of course, it only ended up being 2 plus 2 who short pit with the fuel only not taking tires. Do you ever get concerned at all when you have a truck as dominant as yours tonight, working through traffic, even if it's only 4 cars? Or do you just say, blinders on, mindset, get back to the front and get it done?
Oh, absolutely. You don't know how strong they're going to be. Like I didn't see those names until they were ahead of me for that restart, so I wasn't too sure where they stood, how quick they'd be, or if whether or not they'd crash in front of me. I think one of them did crash, and then the rest of them seemed pretty nice getting out of the way and all that. But got to the leader and had to race him a little bit. I think I might have stuffed him in the wall. Whoever that was, I do apologize for that. But all of the panels on my truck stayed straight, so I'll take it as a success.
Absolutely. Well, Aaron, I mean, it's a pleasure having you on V-Speed. We've seen you in the past, obviously winning the Invitational, I believe last year in these bright yellow machines. But what else can we expect from you? When are we going to see you next here on V-Speed?
I'm not sure. I don't know which leagues y'all are hosting at the moment, but whenever the invitational rolls around this year, I'll try not to sleep through the main event.
That's a good
Hopefully, I'll be
idea.
able to see through that championship. Technically, still defending it because I didn't get to run last year, but we'll see.
Absolutely. Well, while we got you up here, who do you want to shout out for another simply lovely performance here on V-Speed?
Yeah, I'd like to thank all the folks at Waterforce for letting me run their truck tonight. All the folks at Mystic for putting up with me. They're going to have to put up with me for another night. I don't know if I'll run the cup race, but we'll have to cross that bridge when we get to it. But I'd like to thank all the lap cars for playing nice too, even though about half of them crashed as soon as I got by them and kind of held back the second and third place trucks there. Certainly not going to complain about that. But I'd like to thank y'all for broadcasting, all the folks for watching. Looking forward to getting back at it whenever I show up next.
Absolutely sounds good. And I am terrified for racing against you tomorrow, but we'll see how it goes there on Green Flag TV. Thanks for your time, Aaron. Congratulations on a big win here in Detroit.
10-4. Thank you.
That is your race winner. And yeah, what a drive for Aaron Smith. But that is pretty much going to do it for us here. Mystic Racing League from Detroit put on a dandy for us, Gavin. What are your final thoughts about this one?
I think I only have 2 words to say about this race, and that is Aaron Smith.
Absolutely. He put it on him tonight. And what was a chaotic race, as you mentioned. Drivers really having trouble keeping the rubber on the road. A lot of drivers hitting the inside and outside walls, spinning, whatever the case was. Road courses are tough here in the Downtown Auto Sales Truck Series presented by Pest Busters. These Tier 1 Setup Shop.com setups. Some drivers loved them. Some drivers were not a fan of this road course. Regardless, put on a great show for us here on V-Speed. Let's have a look at the schedule before we go. Chicagoland next week, same time, same place. You're not going to want to miss that as we go to a 1.5 miles that NASCAR is going to go to here in just a little while. Definitely want to stay tuned for that one in 1 week's time. And for everyone at V-Speed who makes this thing possible, Bradley, Eddie, Adam, Logan, all the other commentators and producers, especially co-commentator Gavin Grubbs here tonight. Dougie Beard providing us the cameras. I've been Morgan Cook. Have a great night. We'll see you next time right here on V-Speed.